video, I'm going to try to explain what the least common denominator is, or the LCD. It's the smallest expression so that all the denominators will divide evenly into it. All right, so we're going to have a bunch of denominators, all right, and we want to find some expression so that all of these will divide evenly into it, all right, and it has to be the smallest that it can be. Let's try. Oh, and we're also going to kind of mention the domain as we go. All right, so first thing, you want to make sure all the denominators are factored, and they all are. They will not factor anymore. The LCD for this one, all right, the LCD is going to be x plus 2 and 2x. That's it. All right, x plus 2 will divide evenly into this. 2x will divide evenly into this. And we don't have to include an extra 2 because 2 will divide evenly into this part. All right, so it's as small as we could make it so that all of those denominators divide evenly into it. All right. Oh, wait, go back. I wanted to look at the domain too. The domain is going to be important later, but the domain is the list of numbers that you're allowed to plug into this. So I want to look at, for all of these, what is the domain for all of them? What numbers are we allowed to plug in? Well, it turns out you can do all the real numbers except -2 and 0. Reason why is because if you put a -2 in for x right here, that would create a 0 in the denominator, and you're not allowed to have that. And here, if you put a 0 there, you'd have a 0 in the denominator, so you're not allowed to do that. Okay. All right, this time I have 4 terms. Let's list the LCD. Oh, first off, yeah, they are all factored. All right, they're all in factored form. So the LCD is going to be 2x minus 3. All right, that covers that one. And this one, for it to divide evenly into our LCD, we're going to have to put to the second power. All right, so this expression right here also covers this one. And then we're going to have 8x. Right there. We do 8x because we have to have something so that 8 can divide into and 4 can divide into. If we just put 4, we wouldn't be able to divide 8 into it. And of course, you have to have x because they both have an x. All right. And the domain. Let's see here. It's all real numbers except for, 0 is on there because of these two. And in order for one of these to become 0, you would have to plug in 3 over 2. If you plugged in 3 over 2, that would give you a 0 in the denominator. So we can plug in any real number we want to for x, as long as it's not 0 or 3/2. All right? You set that equal to 0, and then you solve for x. That's all you do. All right, last one here. Oh, spoiler. We need to factor these first. So let's do that. 1 over factors of -15 that add up to give us, or that subtract to give us 2. That's going to be x and x. One's plus, one's minus. The 5 has to be positive because the middle term's positive. And this has to be a 3. This one is a difference of squares. So we have 1 over x plus 3, and then x minus 3. And then these two expressions, 1 over 3x squared and 1 over 6x. All right, so we have to have an x plus 5 and an x plus 3 in our LCD. So let's go ahead and put those there. We have to have an x plus 3. Well, we've already got an x minus 3 in there, so we don't have to put another one. Let's see here. For our tail end part, we have to have a 6. I know 3 goes into 6, so if we put a 6 there, both of these coefficients can divide into 6. And we have to do x to the second power. So I'm picking the larger of the two exponents. All right, x squared divides evenly into this, and x divides evenly into that. This is the smallest expression such that any of these denominators will divide evenly into it. X plus 3, x minus 3, that'll divide into it right there. X plus 5, x minus 3 will divide into it right here. 3x squared will divide evenly into this part, and 6x will divide evenly into this part. All right. The domain, this is all numbers except, all numbers except -5, +3, -3, and 0. Those are the numbers that x is not allowed to equal. All right, there you go. Hopefully that's a good foundation for you for finding the LCD.